his manifesto is almost identical to Action SA, Inkatha, and the DA.
It is madness to expect a different outcome while you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Please, because I mean, you are making enough from our resources, from our land, alright? So we can be catered for. Please, Rob HERSOV, I'm begging you. Welcome to another episode of Wake Us Up in the Hood. Vet cook. So as you can see by this title, Real Talk, we about to have some real talk. We are gonna forget about that formal decor and we're gonna do it real. Apologies. Thank you for your understanding. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all 6,000 plus subscribers. You have no idea what this means to us. We appreciate it tremendously. You see, I am doing this episode particularly in this way, and now to make the people I want to engage with specifically, make them feel comfortable, to not have that formal approach where we must follow protocol and procedure, etc. Here I want to speak man to man, human being to human being, and I want to speak to my neighbors, the neighbors which the Bible make reference of. My neighbors I'm supposed to love like myself. I want to speak to you. You come in all different shapes and sizes and forms, etc. But I want to first start with our colored brothers and sisters within the Patriotic Alliance. There are these cries talking about a vision whereby the PA in combination with the National Colored Congress would be a formidable force to reckon with and will for sure guarantee the rights and equity and more importantly the return of the land from the classified so-called colored. Yes, we understand that evolution, transformation takes time. Redress takes time. What is important and the reason why it is pertinent for me personally to highlight is the fact that time has already passed and it seems that we are not conscious, we are not aware that we are being stuck, kept in a loop, repeating the cycle of history in the present, in the future, over and over again. And Einstein made a very important statement which many of us quote today and which I want to quote in this moment, is that it is madness, and I'm paraphrasing, it is madness to expect a different outcome while you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm saying that to lay a foundation for what I want to follow up with, which is directed to our brothers and sisters, our colored brothers and sisters, so-called classified, our Khoi and San brothers and sisters, the Aboriginal indigenous nations in the Patriotic Alliance, that make these cries, that it would be a formidable force should the Patriotic Alliance and the National Colored Congress combine forces, which obviously no one can dispute. But what seems to be omitted and what seems to be not recognized by these individuals that make these cries is the fact that the Manifesto of the Patriotic Alliance is the total opposite of the Manifesto of the National Colored Congress. And that is what you seem to not be able to comprehend. It seems not to be registering. It seems you are unable to process that information. And whenever we ask, have you read the Patriotic Alliance Manifesto? And then you don't respond. You come with cult-like behavior, cult-like responses, defending the person which is the president of the Patriotic Alliance, and then insulting me personally as a person, but not responding with facts to argue an opposition view, to motivate your claim or your stance, so to speak. Why can't you give constructive, comprehensive response with facts to prove your point? And this speaks directly to the intellectual capacity, and I want to emphasize that you have the ability to increase in level of intellectual capacity. You, where you are now, don't need to be your limit. You are limitless, so to speak, in the level of intellectual capacity you are able to achieve. And this speaks directly to all the stuff Jesus speaks about, specifically in the Bible. Because when we ask, did you read the Manifesto of the PA? The religious people, when we ask you, did you read the Bible? And you don't respond on the Bible, you come with personal attacks, responses, and evading to respond on the facts. Ja. Apologies. I am enjoying this fat cook, you know. It has curry in, so technically it's a curry bunny. This is nice. Let me have another one. Fat cook. Fat cook het altyd so snaaks geklink vir my. Selfs koek. Chocolate koek. Carrot koek. Etc. Vruchtekoek. En hy viskoek. If you know what I mean. Yeah, as I was saying, we can still manifest that reality, combining the forces of the PA and the National Colored Congress, combining the forces of the Patriotic Alliance with the forces of the NCC. And I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna happen, and this is the only way it can happen. But do people listen to Marshall when he speaks? Do they? No, they don't. So you have a unique opportunity now to decide, are you gonna listen to Marshall, or are you gonna reject what he has to offer? The choice is yours. So now I wanna say the following. And when you are unable to respond, when I ask, have you read the manifesto of the PA? It indicates that you still are making the same mistake that we made when we voted for the DA, for the Devil Alliance. Sorry, the Democratic Alliance. And how are you doing that? We did not read the manifesto of the DA as colored people. As black people, we did not read the manifesto of the Democratic Alliance. And now we're doing the same thing with the Patriotic Alliance. You know, even in the name, the clue is there that the Patriotic Alliance is just a net to catch those coloreds the DA were busy losing. Because as you heard what Rob HERSOV said, Rob HERSOV, the self-proclaimed spokesperson for South Africa. I'm not going to argue to say that he's the spokesperson maybe of the business world in South Africa. But the spokesperson of South Africa, that's another story. I would beg that he lacks the intellectual capacity because he in himself has enough resources to solve all South Africa's problems. But he doesn't have the will to do that. Therefore, I'm saying he's lacking in intellectual capacity to fulfill that role of spokesperson for South Africa. So, Marshall, you said that we still have a chance to combine forces of the Patriotic Alliance and the NCC, the forces of the PA and the National Colored Congress. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm hungry, man. And as you guys know, we are 21 people in one house, you know, so privacy. Not so much to go around. But according to the Constitution, every person has the right to privacy. But here we love 21 people in a household. So, Rob HERSOV, can you help us resolve that condition? 21 people in a household, please? Because I mean, you are making enough from our resources, from our land, right? So we can be catered for. Please, Rob HERSOV, I'm begging you. How are we gonna combine forces and sweep the rug from under the white monopoly capital, the mafia that's running this country, the South African corporation? And then that will be proof to us that if there really is legitimacy in this political, legal, financial systems, we have no trust. Because without security, and as it is becoming more and more prevalent, is the fact that we don't have security in the South African corporation. Henceforth, how are we going to combine the forces of the Patriotic Alliance and the NCC? How are we going to combine the forces of the PA and the National Colored Congress? Please tell us, Marshall, please. Please! And you know, it's so simple and so easy, and yet it's gonna be so difficult and unachievable. And it's gonna be all our fault. You know why? Because it is written Not really. We believe it is written, therefore it's manifesting. We have the opportunity to choose, and that is what makes us God. We are the image of God. We have the knowledge of good and evil. We have the power of choice with our limited free will. But are we gonna make use of it is the question. Are we gonna make use of it? So here's the deal. The only way for us to combine the forces of the Patriotic Alliance and the NCC, for us to be able to combine the forces of the PA and the National Colored Congress, the only way to do that, as I said, is very simple. It doesn't take any energy, any time, or let me correct myself. It doesn't take any more energy, any more time. It's not gonna cost you any more money. It's not gonna take away from you anything. Do you know what it is all you have to do to make it possible for the Patriotic Alliance and the NCC to combine as a formidable force, for the PA and the National Colored Congress to combine as a formidable force to sweep the rug from under this GNU, the vehicle, the mechanism used by the white monopoly capital that is ultimately the head and owner of the South African corporation. There's only one thing you have to do, and it is costing the same as it's costing you what you have done before. It's not gonna cost you anything extra, as I said, nothing extra. But here's the thing, for some reason you will find it hard and difficult to make it manifest. Even now that I'm sharing this information with you, how simple it is, you are still not gonna be able to follow through, to make it happen, to manifest that which you cry out for. For the Patriotic Alliance and the NCC to combine, for the PA and the National Colored Congress to combine as a formidable force. Listen clearly, listen twice. Listening is a skill. There's only one thing you have to do, and it's gonna cost you nothing extra. The only thing you have to do, all of us who feel that the plight of the colored child should be addressed, and the future and the vision that we envision must manifest, and no longer in a position where we strive for, but in a position where we live and experience that it has manifested, and it is the reality that the colored child has its dignity back, his freedom, and has equity and return of ownership of the land. Because it is only the owner that can reasonably and equitably give mutual beneficiation from the land and the resources. Any other stakeholder is going to look to make a profit on the expense of humanity, on the expense of life, or at the expense of this planet's well-being, which ultimately affects humanity's well-being. Only the real owner can do that, and none of us can really own anything in this reality. We came into this world with nothing, and we are gonna leave with it. When I speak of ownership, I speak of the original indigenous aboriginal inhabitants, the First Nation, whichever continent or land. The only thing you have to do is simple. Continue your life as normal up until 2026 and beyond. Continue your life as normal as you are living now. Obviously you want to make progress, so do the normal things and also make progress. But on the day they announce the local government elections, all of us who want to see the forces of the Patriotic Alliance and the NCC, who want to see manifested the forces combined of the PA and the National Coloured Congress, to see those forces combined, manifested the reality of us now realizing and experiencing the future and no more striving, is all you have to do on voting day. Take your ballot, take the pen. If you were gonna X by PA, by Patriotic Alliance, don't. If you were gonna vote by EFF, don't. If you were gonna vote by MK, don't. If you were gonna vote by Democratic Alliance, don't. If you were gonna vote by Freedom Front Plus, don't. If you were gonna vote for AfriForum and for Orania, don't. You know what I mean? All you have to do is vote C. Colored child conquers. Because all of us derive from color. Some of us are dark in complexion, some of us are light in complexion. None of us are either white or none of us are black. All of us are colored. Just different pigmentation. So that's all you have to do. And I'm speaking specifically again to my religious people and my colored people in the Patriotic Alliance and those who have ears and who are now listening. I'm speaking to all of you regardless of your party affiliation. Continue your life as normal. Continue your life as normal. Go on. If you were masturbating, masturbate. If you were driving, driving. If you were a clerk doing registry activities. If you were a doctor, be a doctor doing heart transplant. If you were a nurse, administer the medicine, etc. You know, if you were a gardener, be a gardener, gardening. You know, if you are a business person, make that deal, make that profit. You know what I'm saying? So, the only different thing that you have to do is wherever you were gonna vote, just go vote C. Colored child conquers. And then we all win. As simple as that. If you know what I'm saying. So, Patriotic Alliance voters. Because Patriotic Alliance don't have ward structures that represents the community on a ground level. You understand? Come to the National Coloured Congress where you will be able to join if you are a community activist. There is a functional branch that you can join, you know, to help contribute. But if you are just a resident who requires assistance, go and make use of the branch. They will assist you. As simple as that, regardless of who you vote for, what party you represent, they will assist you because they know what the meaning of public service really means. Our public servants have seemed to forgotten that. Because no party has structures on the ground anymore. They only have voters. All your parties only have voters. So, the camera is telling me I need to end it now because it's switching off. So, I'm going to switch off this segment. This has been Marshall with Raak Voice. Get wise. I will catch you in another one. Wake us up in the hood. Peace. Let's come together so that we can enjoy this together.
And my question was, why the big support for Gate McKenzie?
Okay. There he is over there. I've known him for 3 years. When I went to meet with him, I said to my secretary, who am I meeting? Who is he? She said, I don't know. A friend of yours said you've got to meet him. We had a half-an-hour meeting that went for 4 hours. And I walked away thinking, I've met one of the most extraordinary people on the planet.